Mike, how are you dealing with whatever is going on off the field and on the field also? How do you coping up with this, and what's your message to the team in between this?
Look, my message is we just focus on the cricket, and that's certainly what we'll be doing. Certainly not. I think the way we played against India in the last match was a huge step up from the first game. The first game we were a bit passive, and we allowed India to control the game.
Mike, in the last 41 years, Pakistan-India playing first time in the final of the Asia Cup. What is your message to the boys on the eve of the final of the Asia Cup?
We've deserved this opportunity, so now it's up to us to make the most of it. And I think
Mike, congratulations. During that first innings, obviously the first 10 overs didn't go the way Pakistan were hoping they would. Could you just shed some light on what you think it says about the team's mentality that they won a game where Pakistan were clearly in a lot of facets not at their best?
Look, I think whenever you get to different phases of the tournament, your opposition often doesn't allow you to play, the perfect game. And we were far from perfect. We realised that in the first 10 overs. But there's a huge amount of character in this group. We've won a lot of games in the last few months where, we were far from owning the whole 40 overs. We had to fight back. But one thing I can say about this team is that they're incredibly proud to represent Pakistan. And you can tell that. Every single one of them had belief that we could fight our way out of it. And that's what you want in a team, especially representing your country. So, incredibly proud of the way we've fought. As I said, we don't want to be 4 for 33 all the time. I can assure you of that. But the fact we can win games from that position just shows the character in the group.
Hi, sir. I'm Irfan here. First of all, congratulations to the whole entire team to reaching in the final. My question in two parts. On one segment, I want to know about the batting. We are winning, but the win is not commanding and authoritative somehow. Our main batter are not reading the hand from the spinner particularly. We saw day before yesterday against Sri Lanka and today as well. And the second part is that the big final will be playing against India. Is there any special way to play against them? Because on the conventional cricket, if we play against them, we are not able to beat them. Thank you.
Look, I've heard a number of people say we're not picking the ball from the hand. And I've answered that question before. I mean, that's, when Indu Hasaranga, for example, we know that he's a googly bowler. And it really has nothing to do with picking the ball from the hand. It's actually being able to play it off the pitch or being able to get your body into a good position. And we've been a little bit tentative. And, these pitches are also pretty challenging, as every side has found out after the power play. It's really difficult. So, I think, we talk about not a commanding position. I mean, let's be honest, we haven't beaten Sri Lanka since 2017. We haven't made the Asia Cup final for a long time. If we're searching for perfection from a batting point of view on these surfaces, you're just not going to get it. So we have to be better with the bat. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And we need more contributions from the top order. They know that. And I can assure you that they're working pretty hard at it. But it's nothing to do with picking the ball out of the hand. It's around decision making, and that's certainly something that. It's tough, whenever we tried to play an aggressive shot today, we got out. And often we did it before we got used to the pace of the pitch. And those are things that, as these pitches start to tire, you've got to be a little bit more disciplined in those areas.
Mike, congratulations on reaching the final. How to beat India is now the question. We have lost 7 internationals, 4 T20 and 3 ODIs. So is there a mental block or a pressure which Pakistan team take against India?
Certainly not. I think the way we played against India in the last match was a huge step up from the first game. The first game we were a bit passive, and we allowed India to control the game. The last match, we had that game by the scruff of the neck for long periods of it, and then it took an exceptional innings from Abhishek Sharma to sort of take the game away from us. Outside of that, we were pretty good. It was pretty much the power play with the ball. So we have to be we have to be good enough to be able to put India under pressure for long enough. And we were able to do it for maybe 10 overs with the bat, and we were able to do it post-power play last game. We have to do it for longer because there's a reason why, they're rated the top side in the world. You have to put them under pressure, so that'll be our challenge.
Mike, in the last 41 years, Pakistan-India playing first time in the final of the Asia Cup. What is your message to the boys on the eve of the final of the Asia Cup?
We've deserved this opportunity, so now it's up to us to make the most of it. And I think, all the games that have happened up to this point now have been around trying to get yourself in a position to win the trophy. And that's what we've been talking about the whole time. We know that we played on the 14th, we played on the 21st, but really the only match that really counts is the one at the end. And that's certainly that'll be our focus, is trying to play our best game when it counts.
Congratulations, Mike. Coming back to today's game, the pitch, how it played. So from your initial expectation, how much, as per expectation, the pitch played? Did you expect it to be a 135 kind of a pitch? And just linking it to your earlier comment in your tour trip to Bangladesh, when similar kind of surfaces or that par total kind of a pitches you faced there, and you had shared some comments about that kind of pitches, and now you came across the same even here. So what would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, I'll answer the second bit first. The score, you're right, was sort of similar. The one thing that was different at Mirpur is that some balls were going through the top and were dangerous, and some were going along the ground. So, and at pace, so very different. This was a challenge, in terms of, we did feel that the pitch would not get quicker. Obviously, with the wind around, we didn't think that it would dew up. And the pitch got slower, and spin obviously became more involved sort of through the middle overs, once you could spread the field. And it becomes a little bit of a dogfight, when you're in those sort of games. It's not, you're not going to score a fluent 50, or hit every ball in the middle. You're going to have to fight hard. And same with the ball, you're going to just have to build pressure. And, that was probably the most pleasing thing, the way Shaheen started with the ball today. He bowled a beautiful length and made it difficult, and obviously got some rewards for that. So, I think it brings everybody a little bit closer together, when the pitches, have a little bit in it for everybody. And I think that's the beauty of these, is they've had quite a lot of cricket. They've been good surfaces. Today was a challenge with the bat, and sometimes you don't mind those.
Coach, all the team are dropping catches. Do you think the light have got something to do with this? In Dubai especially.
Yeah, look, the ring of fire they talk about certainly affects everybody. We were very good today, and, other than the last catch right at the very end, up to that point we were pretty solid. But yeah, it's more if the ball comes at a certain trajectory, and you can practice it as much as you like, but if you lose the ball and the lights, it's hard to get it again. So, everyone knows about it, everyone's practiced it, but if someone's good enough to hit the ball right into the lights, occasionally your depth perception is going to disappear. So it's just another challenge, isn't it?
Mike, how are you dealing with whatever is going on off the field and on the field also? Because there's a lot of things going on as far as gestures are concerned, celebrations are concerned, and then there is a hearing going on, Indian players, then Pakistani players tomorrow. How do you coping up with this, and what's your message to the team in between this?
Look, my message is we just focus on the cricket, and that's certainly what we'll be doing. Those things, you probably know more about those than me. I deal with the cricket side, and in terms of gestures, look, there's always a bit of passion, isn't there, in terms of when you're in high pressure games. But we will be having our focus will be very much on playing a good game and focusing on the cricket, and that's part of my job.
Yeah, my congratulations for reaching to the final. How you sum up the day as batting is not up to mark, bowling superbly, and as fielding up to the mark?
Yeah, probably not quite like that. I mean, as I said, you know, if you play on a really flat pitch and we score 200 and the bowlers go around the park, you'll switch that on its head. Often it's condition based, isn't it? We scrapped hard. We were no good in the first 8 overs. We didn't adapt to conditions as well as we wanted. But I thought the way we fought back with the bat, Aga initially, Shaheen's little cameo got us sort of back in the game, and then Nawaz, Fahim, Muhammad Harris got us to what we were pretty happy with that score at halftime. I would have thought that was a pass score on that surface with the amount of turn that it had on offer. And then with the ball, I thought we were very good. And we created some pressure. We probably went a little bit missing right at the end. But that's when you're being nitpicking, isn't it? I thought it was a really good performance. And in the field, to be fair, our fielding has been really good for a month now. So I'm delighted with it.
Mike, could you brief us about the top orders of Pakistan's batting performance? Because some are struggling, some are getting ducks in top orders and openers.
Look, as I said, we don't want to be, 33 for 4. That's certainly not what we're trying to do, but I think it's our top order just adapting to conditions better. The last game, we broke the back of the innings we got 46 opening partnership in the last game, which set us on the way. So today, some of our decision making at the top wasn't as good as it needed to be, but as I said, I guess that's the beauty of not giving up and fighting hard for your team.
Can you give us a sense of the mood in the Pakistan camp ahead of the final?
Oh, look, we've been talking for a while about focusing on now and not getting too far ahead of ourselves. But I think the boys have always, we've always talked about wanting to be in this match at the end of the tournament, and we've got to play some good cricket to get there. And we've certainly done that. We've beaten some teams that we haven't beaten for a long time. And we obviously won the Tri Series before here, so there's a bit of confidence in the group. And I think when you win games like that, when everyone writes you off, 10 overs into the match, that builds a bit of confidence in the group as well.
This is Extra Time. Extra Time.